This is Monster Hunter Wilds. We're doing a comparison. On the left we have PlayStation 5 Pro, on the right we have Xbox Series X. These videos are a ton of work to put together, so be sure to like the videos. Subscribing is great as well. So we've got 3 different visual options across the board, with the additional option to uncap each of those options. So there's a lot of settings here and a lot of things that you can enjoy. So we have the PlayStation 5 Pro utilizing Pixar technology, and Series X utilizing FSR, which, the biggest change, though, will be the high resolution targets for the PlayStation 5 Pro and the inclusion of ray tracing with reflections, refractions. So basically things that reflect within the environment, small little quality of life features, and something that is, subtle but a nice improvement across gaming experiences. Alright, let's dive in. Resolution mode. So for PlayStation 5 Pro, it's a 4K resolution. It's kind of the full upper bounds, but it's more like 1728p. It's 30 FPS. But uncapped. Like I mentioned, everything is running uncapped in the video, so you see the full potential of all the platforms, everything like that for this comparison. And I'll just, reiterate across this experience. So the Series X resolution is 4K with the upper bounds, I guess, being 1800p. Again, 1728p or lower, and it is 30 FPS but uncapped. Then we also have the ray tracing being applied to the resolution mode on PlayStation, but not for Series X. Again, Series X misses out on ray tracing across the board. Balanced mode for the PlayStation 5 Pro is a 4K resolution, but it's sort of upper bounds 1440, and again 1404p kind of being what the overall kind of thing you get there. It's 40 FPS targeting, but it can be uncapped. And then for Series X, it is, again, 4K, but it's 1440p is the limit, and then you're getting something that is dynamic, 1404 down to like 1200p or so. 40 FPS, again, being your target, but it is uncapped, and it does have ray tracing for the PlayStation 5 Pro version. Where we drop ray tracing is for performance mode, which is your frame rate targeting mode. So on the PlayStation 5 Pro, frame rate is 4K, but it's 1080p, 60 FPS with the uncapped option. Series X is a similar situation where it's a 4K, but it's 1080p, 60 FPS, but with the uncapped option. It is a bit more dynamic there. So those are your comparisons between the two when it comes to the raw specs and details there. This is a game that is really rather interesting. A simple concept. You're going about to these areas, fighting various monsters. It's a dynamic environment. There's weathering things that can happen. So there is going to be a degree of change in what you experience and what you see. For the lined up shots, I tried to find moments that were in-game, kind of cinematic lined up, and then also some segments where you are sort of just mashing and destroying giant monsters. Of course, your performance is going to wildly vary between doing, something where it's like a bit more simplistic in a sand area versus like a crazy dragon thing with like ice blasts and electricity and all kinds of crazy stuff goes on in this game. I don't even know if there's necessarily dragons, but they're giant monster things. It's absolutely wild. So for this experience, the PlayStation 5 Pro is by far the best way to play Monster Hunter Wilds on the console by quite a margin. I would recommend still probably making sure you get the best balance for a game that is action-oriented to kind of go with performance on both settings and then using the uncapped option just so it feels a little bit better at times when it is hitting. I would say that it is a little bit better for you to experience maybe balance mode, particularly if you are wanting a higher visual experience and then actually hitting the 40 FPS with it kind of capped, as that is going to give you something that is a little bit smoother. It's a little harder to hit that really with the Xbox side of things. There is, it's not necessarily running perfectly for performance on either platform, but it is definitely a noticeable visual experience paired with a better, smoother experience when you are playing it on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And that is just, kind of the settings there. I would say for the resolution mode, that is really something that is more PlayStation 6, Xbox Next Gen, as kind of what that mode is going to be really ideal for, and I look forward to returning to this game at some point down the road and kind of taking another look at it so that we could see what the improvements are like, as it does feel very forward down the line kind of future-proofing, which I think is a great thing, and I wish more games would take that approach. It's still kind of a cool mode to see, so you can see the maximum visual fidelity, but honestly the game looks pretty good. when you are playing it, even on performance for like the PlayStation side of things. A little fuzzier on Xbox. But you know, it's just the technologies and what you kind of get between the two offerings. But I would say overall, the game has a very interesting earthly aesthetic to it, and it does have like I was taking screenshots and stuff, and the color range. It's hard to get proper kind of photos to kind of sort of work with, which is interesting because I don't normally do that. But I was trying to make thumbnails, and I was like, man, you cannot really adjust the color ranges a whole lot on this. And yeah, some people not loving the, some would say a bit of a washed out. I think it's more earthly tones, kind of like, you know, Dragon's Dogma, obviously, the previous year. Similar technologies being deployed. But yeah, I would say the PlayStation 5 Pro, definitely a big, you know, upgrade. It's not bad on the Series X, but there definitely is a lot more areas that are demanding and not as great for levels of smooth out performance, let's put it that way. But anyways, I hope this kind of gave you an idea of what it looks like, how it's running, and how the different visual modes impact your gameplay experience. Liking the video is great, subscribing is great as well, and enjoy some non-commentary gameplay.
Go! But I can't just leave him!
I'll help. Hurry! Caution, Hunter. Your target is cover, an amphibian. Field organized. Immediately neutralize the threat. It's targeting you! Be careful!
It's going to attack.